has to penetrate in you and touch you. And indwelling, allow those words hit you first. Let it touch you. Don't be so busy thinking about the message. Let the word touch you, and then it will show in your interpretation to them. Let God touch you and dwell in you and go and flow through the people. God's word doesn't have any germs. It's not dirty. You can't just say, oh, let me just get this off and just put it out there. You can't do that. It let it touch you, put it on you, put that armor on you, and then make it flow. Put it all through you. I said just a minute ago how the Bible can touch you and touch the audience. And you can just say every time, but in general, how does it touch you? It's like Jesus' presence is here. He's here. And the deaf might think like, I know Jesus, I see Jesus in you. I can see him in you. I know that preacher was good and that interpreter. Oh, it's something about that interpreter. Oh yes, I felt very touched by them. Now, they've had that experience. God cares about them. God cares about them. The interpreter is very more eager to promote and interpret and then minister back to the congregation. So it's a back and forth, reciprocation. Next slide, please. No, hold on before you go. Well, that's fine. No, I'm sorry, going back and forth, camera. Now, aiming and excellence. Even though you may not work as a professional interpreter, some of you are, but in church. Religious interpreting, many interpreters, they're complacent. They say, oh, I don't need to go any higher training. Now the deaf people, we love you. I know you love me. I know the deaf people love me. So I'll just stay as a religious interpreter for like 20 years. I'll stay in the same place. But remember, in Chicago, there was a big conference. There was an interpreter conference there. And I knew some interpreters there. And they had the same stagnant skill. So years, they did not grow at all. Some deaf people, I didn't understand. I didn't understand what they were saying. The deaf didn't understand what they were saying. They worked a lot. They did. They were so sweet women. They were so sweet. They really were. They were friendly. They had a big heart. But I didn't understand them. The deaf people didn't understand. So there was a preacher there. He was a hearing preacher. But
the hearing preacher knew the interpreters, and the hearing pastor went up to the interpreters and said, you know what, your signing skills are just not up to par. Come on, you need to improve a little bit. Oh, the interpreter said, you know what, I've been doing this for so many years, it's starting to get upset, and I've worked so hard, and the pastor said, you know what, instead of saying thank you, they didn't. They felt criticized. They felt humiliated and like, oh, you don't appreciate me. That means aiming for excellence. As interpreters, you need to continue to aim for excellence. When someone offers constructive aim for excellence, I know I've been going to church, I've been interpreting, I know, I sacrifice, I go to church, and I know that sometimes the deaf have to be patient with the interpreter, even though the interpreter is not improving. You ask the deaf, are you being patient with me? Are my skills good enough? Do you understand me? Do you think I need to improve? Ask the deaf. One-on-one, sit down with the deaf. You know, I've been here for 20 years. Help me. Do I need mentoring? Don't just sit there and establish in your mind that I'm the same, I've been good, I'm here, you have to accept me. And the deaf are trying to be polite and say, the deaf appreciate you interpreting, but interpreting, is not excellent, but oh boy, it's not good. Pastors love to hear the truth. interpreters need to love to hear the truth, to improve and come to the next level. Accuracy and impartiality. You hear what the pastor says, you deliver that to the deaf congregation, both receptive and expressive skills. Receptive skills and expressive skills. Some interpreters can sign, but they cannot read it. They cannot read signs. Or they can sign, but they can't voice. They cannot understand signing. They can't read my signs. They can't read deaf signs. They avoid doing that part. They feel weak at that part of the work. Yeah. Like, suppose I want to speak at church. What do I do about finding a good deaf interpreter, someone who can speak for me? No, I'm busy. No, I can't. Okay. You want, okay, you want to say something? I'll voice for you. Come on, I'll voice for you. Oh, okay. You want to say something? I'll speak for you. I'll be willing. Be ready, be available. Be free to be involved. And and then the deaf person can get involved instead of holding back. Okay, wait a minute, all right. Also, able to interpret complex biblical terminology. Using, be able to say that. Yes, that is so true. Some of them don't know anything about the Bible. Like for legal terms, it's the same. You have to be a legal interpreter. It's the same for the Bible. You have to know the Bible to interpret in church. You can't say the interpreter's up there, the pastor's preaching, you don't know. If you go to interpret legal for the lawyers or the court or anything, you've got to know that terminology. The same in church. You've got to know that terminology. You go into church and interpret, like in school. You go to interpret in the Bible, you go to church to interpret. No. You have to start at the basic, be humble, I'm going to learn, I don't know enough, I got to study. What is the sign for that? Ask the deaf, what's the sign? Don't invent signs.